From a man buried in debt.
I've literally worked every single day, doubles, and I have slept for 3 hours. So I'm trying to.
I got you.
I'm sorry. My bad.
No, you're okay. I'm just trying to figure out what to do here. Because if you had to come up with this whole amount on your own, when could you do that, or do you know?
I will skip class for the next 2 weeks.
Well, I don't want you doing all that.
These cases show Judge Simpson handling landlord-tenant issues.
3 p.m. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Court calls case of Evergreen versus Idris Williams and Mohammed
Abdulwasi.
Exactly what I said. All right.
No worries.
And your name is?
Idris Williams.
All right. You can take it.
Oh, I apologize.
You're good. All right. And how much is owing?
I have a balance including court costs of $1,949.92.
All right.
And I owe you $400. I'm supposed to get my check on Wednesday. I do have somebody here that also works with me that can say that our checks are still not in. They're supposed to be in on Wednesday. The guy routed to the wrong place. We get paper checks still. I work at the Brown Jug. I'm literally going to work right after this. So right when I get my check, I'm dropping giving the $400. I've also contacted Hawk as well. And then on Monday, my grandmother's sending me money for my March rent. So I'm gonna try to use that to help pay off the rest of that and then get the rest of the money as I'm working.
All right. So
win all the stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot. I
take a
put
breath.
myself in a bad situation. So yeah.
What'd you say?
I said I put myself in a bad situation. I told you last week about the whole situation that I put myself in.
Okay. So just trying to think, we're at the end of the month here. And your meeting, do you have a meeting with Hawk yet or no?
I don't have a meeting with, I spoke with them and everything like that, finished, included the intake, everything like that. And they just said they'll email me with the date that they're going to be having our meeting with. So I'm just trying to get I've literally worked every single day, doubles, and I have slept for 3 hours. So I'm trying to.
I got you.
I'm sorry. My bad.
No, you're okay. I'm just trying to figure out what to do here. Because if you had to come up with this whole amount on your own, when could you do that, or do you know?
I will skip class for the next 2 weeks.
Well, I don't want you doing all that. And I remember, when can you come up with it, you think?
The full amount. So I know that my taxes have been submitted, everything like that. My mother has submitted them last week. So they're saying 3 to 4 weeks out. So I know that my return's over $1,900, and that's.
And your monthly rent is how much?
It's about a little bit below $1,300. Split between me, my brother, and my grandmother helps us out.
And you're in school?
Both myself and my brother. I graduate in a month and a half, and this is a heck of a time to put yourself in a bad situation, isn't it?
Your Honor, and just for the record, the balance in March is going to be just $3,274.12.
Got it. Okay.
Rid of that.
And okay, you're gonna have to. Okay, I'm gonna do this for you, young man. I'm not gonna do the judgment at this part. I'm gonna let the March rent click in, and then I'm going to adjourn this to March 14th, 2025 at
3 p.m.
At 3 p.m.
Do you mind if I put this in my notes on my phone right now?
Pardon?
The amount that she just said and the time, just so I have it in my phone notes. Do you
Sure.
mind?
Go ahead. You can do it.
Thank you.
Do what you want to do.
Mr. Williams, as you're doing that, sorry, if contact the city.
Can you tell me that? Yeah, that's
Yeah, the number again?
Just so I can tell them.
$3,274.
And then the date is 14th at
3 p.m.
Sure. And then back here, correct?
Back here.
Sure.
Okay. In the interim, keep paying what you're paying them, but you want that balance around the $3,000 figure
100%.
or less. When you go in and get a Hawk appointment. Okay.
I got you.
All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Take care. Augusta Woods versus Tanya Rusnak.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Laura Kruger on behalf of plaintiff.
Her name?
Tanya Pop.
Okay, that's right.
Sorry.
Okay. Where are we? How much is owing?
Your Honor, we have $4,600.03 in rent and court costs owed.
All right. Ma'am, where are you on this? You have a Hawk appointment on the 5th.
Mm-hmm. I made a payment this morning with 1,000. Online, it says I owe 4,223. Maybe not all the costs is updated.
$4,200.
$23.72.
That was before your 1,000.
No, this is after my 1,000.
Okay.
We had you deal with the lap. We had like a little gap between the 3,000 and Hawk. Fortunately, Autumn from Hawk got a hold of me prior to the 5th. I sent her the information. I'm waiting for her to get back with me. She did mention that she might reach out to them and possibly get something in sooner rather than later. I'm not sure.
Okay. So the balance you have is 46. That's after you have the $1,000 she
She's
paid
not-
credit.
Her portal is including March rent. I deducted March's rent because we're still on the 28th of February. So her portal is indicating $1,000 extra. I
Got
have
it.
ledger $5,223. That includes March. So she paid 1,000, which is where she's getting the 4,200.
Thank you. Okay. So the problem's going to be this. If I click this over into March, you gotta, before Hawk's gonna pay the 3, you gotta find that 12. So how's that gonna happen?
My husband gets paid again on the 14th. We can pay the 12 by then. Also, hoping my taxes come in by then. But yes, he gets paid bi-weekly, so the next payment would be the 14th.
Okay. So the 46 is that. Okay, so here's what I'm going to, but Hawk is operating not with the March number, right? She's operating with just the February number, or they should be.
I would presume so, yeah.
So here's what I'm going to do, and you can let the people at Hawk know this.
Okay.
I'm going to issue a judgment for possession, finding no tribal issue for the 4,600. Is it 4,603 cents? 3 cents. However, I won't have the writ issue. Theoretically, your appointments then they contact you. When did you say your husband gets paid?
14th.
The 14th. All right. I won't have a writ issue until the 14th or after the 14th. That way they'll have an opportunity at least to make the payment, and hopefully if you can close that to the 3,000, Hawk pays it, that'll pay off the judgment. It won't do anything for March.
Okay.
But okay.
If Hawk doesn't pay anything, do we just, and who do I inform? Do I get in touch with?
Well, Hawk should pay something, because if Hawk doesn't pay anything, then you're gonna have to try to work something out with the landlord or whatever. But I'm gonna issue the judgment this time.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Court calls the case here on Vista versus Dominique Henderson. Dominique Henderson, not checked in. You may proceed.
Thank you. Rent to obtain possession is $415. Court costs $176 for a total of $591. Plaintiff is requesting a default judgment for possession only with a writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff. That's by default for possession. Redemption amount is requested with a writ to issue in 10 days. Court does call the case of here on Vista versus Cartessa Brown. Hello.
Hello.
All right. How much is owing on this case?
I have a balance including court costs of $5,195.
Okay, ma'am. How are you intending on trying to get this paid?
I applied for an SCR and I need to call Hawk, but I could pay $1,000 today.
Okay. How much is your monthly rent?
$16.25.
How much?
$16.25.
You haven't called Hawk yet?
I thought that I needed to hear from SCR first.
Right.
Order
You
to
submitted
call
that
them.
form last week.
Yes.
All right, I'll adjourn it out. Adjourn it to March 7th, 2025, 2 p.m.
Okay. I do have a question. I noticed that at the beginning, on the screen, it had Hawk's information and it had somebody else information. Is that out? Can I get
What
the
now?
information in the hallway?
You want
You
the
know-
Hawk information?
Well, not the Hawk information. When you were in the back and you were talking, you had a list of resources on the screen, but I don't have my cell
We
phone.
can, we'll get you taken care of.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Court calls the case of Huron Vista versus Danielle Davis. Well,
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Jillian Egan for plaintiff.
all right. How much is owing?
I have a balance of court costs of $2,102.
Okay, and her monthly rent is about 16, so she paid the 15 that she said she was gonna pay. All right, but then this is gonna click back up to where we were. So what's your plan?
Okay, so I have not heard back from the Sierra program, but I did hear back from Hawk and they denied me. But I do have
Denied you?
I do have 1,500 to pay today.
Okay,
Hoping that I could be caught up with March rent because that's all that's gonna really be due besides the extra 600 by the 14th, honestly.
okay, so if you pay 1,500 to them today, you're gonna be around $600. You're gonna then click in another 1,600, which will,
Put me right back in time, but yes.
you're gonna pay, how much today, 15?
Yes.
Your Honor, if you would contemplate entering into a consent judgment, we could put this into a consent judgment, set it aside if it's paid in full before the writ date. That way we don't have to put it in March. And
Well, yeah, I mean, I could just enter a judgment at this point for that amount. You pay 15 today, then what's your next payment?
The latest would be the 14th of March
Okay,
for the
so
March.
I could just enter a judgment for this amount and then give it to the 14th to pay it. It won't include your March rent in it.
Oh,
But it-
600.
What?
It would be just the 600 for if you.
After you pay that, yeah, that pays the 600, but then if you pay something on the 14th, in addition to the 600, that's going toward your March.
Okay.
I'm just not including it in mine, and your housing be maintained once that 15 and 600 is paid.
Okay.
You want to do it that way?
I can do it that way. Yes.
Okay. That was her,
we're still willing to set it aside.
okay,
Pay before
It's-
on or before the 14th.
okay, if you get everything paid by that time, she'll set it aside.
Okay.
That's even better.
Even better.
Court finds by no tribal issue, judgment for possession, total amount of the 2102. And no writ, and I'll give a writ date of the 14th. Okay? Then that should do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You take care. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Justin Jefferson.
All right, that'll work.
Jillian Egan for plaintiff.
All right, and what's the balance on this?
Your Honor, I have a balance of court costs of $2,892.59. It sounds like Mr. Jefferson made a payment of $800 this morning.
Okay, and then it's gonna click up into 13. So or another 1,300. How are you intending on trying to get this paid?
I plan on paying a minimum of $600 every week. So that's how, and I have an appointment with Hawk that got moved down to March 10th at 11 a.m.
This is the second here. It's March 10th. And you're gonna pay 600 every week up
Yes,
until you, all right. He did what he said he was gonna do at the last one, actually more than what he told me, so I'm gonna adjourn this out to March 14th, give him a shot to try to get it 2025 at
3 p.m.
3 p.m. All right,
Thank you.
and that way you'll have your Hawk appointment. We'll see where you are.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Thank you. Court calls the case, Glencoe Hills versus Jennifer James.
Jillian Egan for plaintiff.
Jennifer James?
Yes, hi, sir, Your Honor.
Hey, there you are. Okay, gotcha. Okay, how much is owing? Probably the same amount.
I have a balance including court costs of $3,279.35.
All right. Did they call you regarding moving your Hawk appointment up?
Yes, Your Honor, my appointment went from March 24th. It is now scheduled for March the 10th.
What's your monthly rent?
$13.49.
Are you gonna be able to pay anything between now and the Hawk appointment?
Unfortunately, maybe just a minor amount. I am temporarily disabled due to some injuries. So the goal is to get back to work as soon as my doctor clears me. I also have an our application in process. I spoke with them yesterday. They are waiting for medical reports to confirm the disability, and they said they'll be able to make a decision for March 10th as well. So I won't have any additional information from either of those resources until after March 10th.
Okay. Well, this is my second hearing. So I'm gonna adjourn this over to March 7th, 2025 at 2 p.m.
So, Your Honor, I have a question. If I'm not going to hear anything from the 10th, is there any way to put that out until the 14th so that I do have an opportunity to have that meeting and hear back from CR as well?
I'll do that, but the problem is that the balance is gonna be so high that it's causing me some concern. I'll make it the 14th at 3.
Okay, thank you so much.
And did that. Glencoe Hills versus Jonathan Payne.
Yeah.
Jonathan Payne?
How you doing, Your Honor?
All right. You're not driving, are you?
No, I'm actually standing outside the vehicle.
Oh, you're outside. I thought that was the sun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's all right. Okay. How much is owing on this?
I have a balance including court costs of $788.34.
Okay.
Note that Mr. Payne might be able to pay on, and Mr. Payne, you can confirm this or what have you, payment on the 5th, and then the
Yes.
rest of March paid on the 12th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. He came through with the other one. So what I'll do is I'll give you a chance without giving a judgment I'll adjourn this to March 14th, 2025 at 3 p.m.
Okay. Will that be in court or virtual?
It'd be in person, but
Okay.
if you have everything paid, then I'm not gonna need to see you because they'll dismiss, but you need to check with their office to make sure everything's paid.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
Yep. Thanks, Your Honor. Yep.
Thank you.
If you can stay in contact with Susie, and she can let you know when your balance is at 0. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, just stay in contact with her. Like,
Okay. Thank you.
All right.